hours after the terrorist truck attack in Lower Manhattan, New Yorkers pressed on with Halloween trick-or-treating, displaying both determination and resignation at the changed nature of the world. Chang W. Lee, The New York Times. They arrived behind the police officers and paramedics on Tuesday, skirting the edges of a terrorist attack without hesitation, their attention focused elsewhere. They were little cowboys and witches. A peacock, a princess, Pikachu. New York City's reaction to the Lower Manhattan truck attack that killed 8 people and wounded a dozen more made itself known quickly in the hours that followed, as determined citizens young and old took to the streets for Halloween. But more than simply sticking to a planned outing, the trick-or-treaters and parade-goers foretold a widespread life-goerson resolve that played out on Wednesday as well. Its sources appeared to be varied blends of righteous determination, practical consideration and resigned shrugs. Were New Yorkers from way back. 911 time, said Ellen Bernitska, 35, on her way to the Greenwich Village Halloween parade on Tuesday night. To change plans would be unacceptable. The attack added New York to the growing ranks of cities around the world where terrorists have struck crowds with vehicles, a blunt and simple form of violence recommended on militant sites. 84 people died in an attack in Nice last year. An attack on a bridge in London killed 8. Another in a Stockholm shopping district, 4. Most recently, in August, attackers in a van killed 13 people in Barcelona. As happened in those cities, strangers came with flowers to the crime scene downtown, and leaders offered prayers and condolences. But New Yorkers and visitors to the city privately considered their own response to the arrival of a global threat on nearby streets. How much more afraid did people feel here? You're not safe anywhere, said Cecilia Lavecchio, a tourist from Argentina, the home of a group of visitors who lost 5 of the number in the attack. It can be a bomb or a truck. A truck could very well come at us right now as we speak. What can you do? Those words were seemingly unpacked and thought through across the city Tuesday night and Wednesday. It can be a bomb. It was indeed one, just over a year ago on West 23rd Street in Chelsea. A device set by a lone attacker in the name of Islamic terror groups exploded on a warm Saturday night, spraying the block with shrapnel. Though no one was killed, that attack seemed to rattle New Yorkers with its unwelcome reminders of September 11th a couple of miles to the south. Fears were heightened when a second device was found nearby, and the next day, more in New Jersey, with a manhunt underway. I don't know which one is scarier, Lisa Gilroy, 56, a real estate broker who cycles to work, said on Wednesday about the different modes of attack. She had seen the bodies the day before as she approached the scene of the truck attack. I cycle every day, so to be hit from behind is personal, she said. But my daughter gets on the subway every day, so a bomb there is also scary. To some, the specter of the lethal truck attacker seemed more contained, with the suspect, Sayfullo Saipov, shot and arrested before most people had learned of the incident. The authorities said there was no indication of plans for a second attack. So it seemed to feel safe to venture outside on Tuesday, and many people did. The Halloween parade last night was a beautiful example of that failed attempt to. So fear, Gov. Andrew M. Cuomo said at a news conference on Wednesday, after having marched in the parade the night before with Mayor Bill de Blasio. The governor's remarks were a reminder of how terror attacks can elevate otherwise ordinary events into symbols of resilience. It was New York's way of saying, "We will not be deterred," Mr. Cuomo said. "We will not be terrorized. You will not win." Vivian Taylor, 69, a dog walker from Tribeca, said she was pleased to see a far more modest gathering, a block party, go off as scheduled on Tuesday night near her home. "It was for the kids," she said. "People obviously weren't going to stop everything and not let their kids enjoy Halloween. They did not stop, but there was additional security." The police said on Tuesday that sound trucks and other blocker vehicles meant to stop potential attacks had been stationed near the parade route, along with officers carrying long guns. The sight of the beefed-up police presence fit into what Ms. Taylor called the life we live now. It includes staying alert and not being glued to her phone's screen. "I'm just resigned to what is going on in the world," she said, "but I've got my head up." Not everyone was eager to keep going. A Tribeca resident of almost 40 years, Joan Rizzo, sounded a more downbeat note. "They need to pick another neighborhood," she said. "We're really tired. Tribeca has seen the worst of it. When others went outside for Halloween, she did not. I needed to isolate myself," she said the next day. Nearby, a delivery driver and cyclist, Camilo Poveda, 25, came from New Jersey on Wednesday to pay his respects to the fallen, and considered what that simple act may have said to anyone watching. "If riding my bike is an act of defiance against terror," he said, "so be it." Annie Carril, Luis Ferre Sadoni and Alexandra S. Levine contributed reporting. A version of this article appears in print on November 3, 2017, on page 828 of the New York edition with the headline "Navigating Between Nonchalance and Fear, a City Perseveres."